All right, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I did a little research, and you may not exactly look exactly like Chris Paul, but born in the same year, both
Yeah,
born in North Carolina. What was the casting process like for this series?
it was awesome. I think they have my age a little wrong on the internet, though. Chris is a little
Oh,
older than
no.
me, but it's okay. He's just a few years, just a few years.
Ah,
But being from North Carolina, we have a lot in common, that's for sure. And so being cast to play someone who I was looking up to coming up in North Carolina and admiring from Wake Forest all the way to the NBA and Charlotte Hornets, turned New Orleans Pelicans, and he was just an amazing player, still is obviously, but during that time, seeing him elevate to the position that he is now is really cool. And being from North Carolina, understanding where he's come from, and it's not much, but we come with some great basketball players coming out of North Carolina, as far as Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry, a lot of great athletes coming out of North Carolina. And so to be able to portray one of them was a dream, I guess, for me, a dream I never knew that I had. And so it's great to be in this position.
and were you able to get in touch with Chris Paul at all before you started filming this project?
I think that's the most common question I've received. And unfortunately, no, they encouraged us not to really reach out to the players and allowed us to make our own, have our own perspective of what the story may have been. And obviously, there's a great blueprint there with the script, and it's not much you have to do other than stick to the words. But there's a lot of research I did as far as looking him up online and watching interviews, talking to some people who have been in the same room as him and people that he know, the people, certain people that have been close to him. So it was cool gathering that information and then bringing my own, outlook to it, bringing my own perspective to it, my own mold for who I think he is.
And did you grow up playing basketball?
Very little recreational, and playing in the park with some friends, but not much basketball at all for me. I've always been on the art side of things. I'm a drummer, I was a musician, I was in a band growing up, but athletic for sure. I think I could hold it down and obviously make it look good enough to portray him on TV. But shout out to my stunt double for making it look even better.
Love that, giving credit to maybe someone we don't necessarily see on camera. So definitely, I'm sure they appreciate that. So
Yeah.
I was talking to some fans, and for the most part, they're nervous, but they are looking forward to watching this show. But some fans, they don't want to relive this like whatsoever. What is your message for some of the fans who may be a little bit more hesitant to watch the series?
I think there's an entertaining side that comes with it that the entertainment value is high, and although it's a tough story, there's something enjoyable about every performance that comes from this. All the actors are incredible. And not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think everyone in part of this show brought their A game, and I believe that it's a great watch, whether you're familiar with the story or not familiar. And if you're not familiar, it's very informal. Some information that you're going to need that you're going to need to move forward with in life to have a better understanding of what the world, how people view this world, particularly owners of sports teams. And so, if you don't know, I think this is a great series to watch and just to have your perspective broaden on what you may thought you've known about this situation or didn't know. It's a very interesting thing that happens here, but I feel like it's part of America, it's part of our culture. It's nothing new, but it is a different slice of life if you haven't seen it before. Very funny, but very dark. So I'm calling it a dramedy, a dark humor that comes with this piece, but I think it's enjoyable for sure.
Okay, and you've done quite a few dramas. You have worked with Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, David Allen Greer. You've worked with some really big names. How was it working with Ed O'Neill, Jackie Weaver, and Lawrence Fishburne?
Man, in no particular order, they're all just amazing. Lawrence Fishburne, definitely, obviously, someone who I can relate to in his journey and witnessing him from Boys in the Hood to The Matrix to the black, what is it, Blackish, and all the things. Seeing his career transition has been amazing, and finding myself being right across from him and working with him was a dream come true. Definitely checking off a box on the list of people who I want to work with. Ed O'Neill as well. Growing up seeing him as Al Bundy was just so hilarious, and he's just as hilarious, if not even funnier now as he was then. But an incredible artist, incredible craftsman, Jackie Weaver, incredible. I learned a lot working with all three of them. And so just blessed, beyond blessed to be in this position. But Lawrence Fishburne, um, just having that experience as a young African American actor, looking up to this guy who's, I think, eclipsed what a lot of us would probably be able to get to. But you want to try to carry the torch as long as you can, and I look forward to doing that. But people seeing our work together, and my family seeing that work together. So it's a cultural thing for sure that people are going to be proud of. But something I'm very proud of as a check in my career.
Absolutely, and congratulations on everything.
Thank
Um,
you.
of course. So, going back, Chris Paul was obviously one of the main faces of the franchise. And one of the moments I think people are looking forward to seeing is just how being in that locker room, seeing what the players went through when the scandal did break. What were you able to tap into filming those scenes?
I think it's very easy to imagine how they may have felt, when you're there doing the work as an actor because it's happening in front of your eyes. You're seeing Ed O'Neill portray Donald Sterling and touching these players and kind of treating them as almost as if they're on an auction block. And so the cool thing about acting is that your neurological system doesn't know that you're acting, So as long as you're breathing and you're taking in those images, your body will start to respond to them, even though in your mind, you know that this isn't real, but your body is just not that smart. Like I said. And so Blair Underwood, I think, mentioned that to me a long time ago. He said, listen, man, it's not that smart. So use it in a helpful way. And now your body and your face starts to respond. And so that's what we are able to do, me personally, just sit in those moments. And yeah, you really get angry, you really get upset, you really start to place yourself in that moment and imagine how they could have felt in that locker room and what the conversations may have been like, the tough decisions they had to make to either want to walk away or play, provide for their families. I'm a father, I'm a husband, so I know what it's like to want to provide for your family and not let them down, but at the same time, not wanting to work for someone who's going to treat you horrible or going to put you in this crazy position, this predicament. So I could totally understand it, but I can only live in that realm. We don't know what it was like to be in that locker room. And so hopefully we did a good job, and hopefully these people are proud of the story that we told.
Love that. And on the other side, what was your favorite part of filming Clipped FX?
I think it was just the basketball aspect, having a great time with my castmates and my peers and making sure we didn't tear any ACLs or do anything crazy while we're out there telling this story. Ultimately, working with Lawrence Fishburne was a dream come true. And much love to Gina Welsh and her team for making that happen, and everyone over at FX and Hulu, Disney. It's just been a wonderful experience. And so I think all around it was wonderful, but we did have a lot of fun portraying the basket, putting the basketball scenes back together, and having a good time with that.
And for your fans who may be watching, I got to ask, do you have any P Valley updates you might be able to share?
Oh man, just know that it's on the way. I know you all are really excited about P Valley season 3. I can't wait for you all to hear the new music that we have. A lot of the new cast members were announced as well. So yeah, P Valley season 3 is on the way. I can't wait.
All right, excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just please tune in tomorrow, June 4th, actually 9 p.m. tonight on the West Coast, 12 a.m. on the East Coast. Clipped is amazing. First two episodes will premiere, and then you'll get the remaining four throughout the summer. And so I can't wait for people to see it. Wish the Clippers would have went further, but hey, it lines up with the story, man. They didn't quite make it, but can't wait for people to see it.
Okay, and where can people follow you on social media?
At J_FONZ on Instagram, and for Twitter, it's at J Alphonse N. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for speaking with me. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.